Welcome to Shep Rambles, where I am Shep and I tend to ramble about what? Anything and everything. Let's talk some tech news right now. Microsoft isn't happy with Apple's App Store bullying either. This has been a long rival. Microsoft bullying Apple, Apple bullying Microsoft, and the whole antitrust thing and all that other stuff just gets more and more fascinating. Microsoft calls for a closer look at the app stores. Well, I think we all know that Apple has a thing in regards to what is allowed on their stores. So I guess you could consider it a bullying practice. But let's go ahead and dive into this article here, which is from The Verge. Link will be in the description, so that we can always go back to this if you'd like. Microsoft believes it's time for antitrust regulators to fully investigate Apple's App Store. Speaking during a political, Microsoft's chief legal officer Brad Smith outlined Apple's walled garden approach to its App Store and how it's affecting competition. If you look at the industry today, I think what you'll find is increasingly you're seeing app stores that have created higher walls and far more formidable gates to access other applications than anything that existed in the industry 20 years ago. They impose requirements that increasingly say there's only one way to get onto our platform, and that is to go through the gate that we ourselves have created. In some cases, they create a very high price for a toll or a troll. In some cases, 30% of all your revenue has to go to the toll keeper, if you will. They're saying that this week may go down in the history as a turning point for the Apple's App Store. The iPhone maker has been caught up in an ongoing debate over its controversial decision to reject the new Hey email app. Hey, did you know there was a new email app? I didn't. Apple initially approved the app, but later decided it broke App Store rules. Apple has been accused of acting like a monopolist and a bully by the chairman of the House Antitrust Subcommittee. I do believe the time has come, whether we are talking about Washington, D.C. or Brussels, for a much more focused conversation about the nature of app stores, the rules that are being put in place, the prices and tools that are being extracted, and whether there is really a justification in antitrust law for everything that has been created, says Smith. Microsoft obviously has some experience in history with antitrust cases, you think? After it was found guilty of monopoly abuses related to its bundling of Internet Explorer and Windows nearly 20 years ago. Microsoft was ultimately forced to open up Windows more to third-party developers, and it faced closer scrutiny on its practices for years. The European Commission went even further, ordering Microsoft to create a separate version of Windows without its bundled Windows Media Player and create a browser ballot for consumers to pick their web browser of choice. The whole thing against Microsoft I thought was stupid, because it's not like you were forced to have to use Internet Explorer. It's not like you were forced to have to use Windows Media Player. And how was it any different than what Apple was doing? The EU's investigation into Apple's App Store is still at an early stage, so it's not clear what type of measures will be taken. But Microsoft is certainly sitting on the sidelines and encouraging action. They're getting revenge, is what they're doing. Microsoft has faced its own issues with Apple's App Store. The software maker attempted to launch its SkyDrive, now named OneDrive, app for iPhones back in 2012, but got locked in a battle for over 30% cut of revenue from purchases of the cloud storage within the app. It was a minor scuffle that was a testing point for Microsoft's launch of Office on iOS. More recently, Microsoft has been battling to launch its xCloud game streaming service on iOS. The company has launched a preview version, but to comply with App Store policies, the app only includes a single game and is limited compared to the Android version. While Microsoft has clashed with Apple over its App Store policies, it's also benefited through various promotions for its apps in the App Store. And they talk about promoting Minecraft Earth, and the company has previously shown up at Apple events, blah, blah, blah. Microsoft would benefit from a more open Apple App Store, both in terms of revenue and in how the company can design and launch apps. Microsoft has increasingly been embracing Android as the mobile equivalent of Windows because of the many restrictions with iOS and Apple's App Store policies. This Android investment has led Microsoft to partner more closely with Google and Samsung and launch apps like Your Phone for Windows 10 that is barely functional when paired with an iPhone. Apple is now doubling down on defending its App Store policies, but there's a growing number of companies that are calling for change. Spotify led the pack with an antitrust complaint last year, and now Epic Games, Rakuten, Match Group, Microsoft, and others are making their feelings known. These calls will likely grow louder as the EU continues its investigations, but if there's anything we know about Apple's battles with European regulators, it's that it's not afraid to fight back. So there you go. That is the information going on in the tech world in regards to Microsoft, as well as other companies, not being very happy with Apple's App Store. Anyways, what do all of you guys think about this whole thing? Let me know in the description. Also, I'm on social media, so all of that information is showing right down below me. So go check that out. And be sure to click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, all those nice fun things. That way you get notified of new things that are uploaded to this channel. In regards to Shep Rambles and just some of the other stuff that I put onto the channel. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Hope you're having a good one. I hope you're staying safe. I will see you on the next rambling video. Have a killer awesome day.